Man, I'm tired.
I bet you're tired. Hey, everybody, it's Denver Broncos Mile High View, the authority on the Denver Broncos. I want to start out by thanking everybody that went to Coach Bucketman's live feed. It was nice to listen to intelligent individuals for a change who have said that it was like basically this draft. And well, I'm going to include free agency in all of this too as a package. It's like waking up and listening to Sonny and Cher, and it's like Groundhog's draft day, here we go again. This was an absolute classic Walmart General draft. What do we always say during the year? Quarterback, receiver, corner, edges. We always say that and laugh, and because it's just so predictable that this team can't think outside of a box like this. And I like I was telling you, and you said, of course, this is gonna. I just get this feeling it's going to be a bad year, and we're going to hear how all these people that say we're crying. They're going to be crying, as they always do, during the year, and they're going to demand somebody's head for these picks they're all clamoring for now that they'll say they didn't want. And it's just like Groundhog's Day, isn't it? You wake up, and at least one thing Bill Murray could do. Did you ever see the movie Groundhog's Day? Yeah. One thing Bill Murray could do is at least he could change things a little bit. That the Broncos can't change anything any bit. I just want to bring this up before we get into all this, because I told you I was listening to the Sandy Cheeks. I like that. Sandy Cheeks. Good. That was a good one. So, yeah, listening to that guy, he was talking about and I can kind of believe this, too. I could see where the front office and both Peyton Manning came to this idea that all the sacks that were given to the quarterback was due to Russell Wilson. It wasn't the offensive line. My question is, well, what happens when they were rushing? This team should be a lot better rushing the ball than they are. So we have a team that just wants to ignore the fact that its lines break down constantly. They're not very good at running the football, yet they want to wait till the 7th round to get a guy you projected to be the 12th best center out of 11. Then maybe there's guys that didn't even go off the board.
There wasn't.
They got everybody else.
There were some players before him that didn't go on the board.
That's what I'm saying. So they waited till the 7th round to get somebody that that finally addressed one of the biggest needs they got. Their cup is runneth over when it comes to all these edge guys. So what happens in this world is of Groundhog's Day, doing the same thing over and over again. What do we say? That they've got to get a quarterback, either in the draft or in free agency. So we check 2 boxes off there, right? And then they go and we both say that they've got to do the next move is get an undersized, a low production edge guy. Check that box. I mean, we're saying this stuff, right? We talked about quarterback, check. Undersized would be their next undersized edge guy, check. This guy is live. And he says, oh, well, you know what they'll do next, because this is Groundhog's Day. We've been through this over and over and over again. He says, what they're going to do next is, because, he's also a time traveler. He knows what's going to happen. Not really, because this is just the standard procedure at Dove Valley. He says they're going to draft a receiver, and it's going to be that Oregon guy. Sure enough, it's the receiver. It's the Oregon guy. And then you got to love this, because we've been through this over and over and over. And it's just like, again, Groundhog's Day. You wake up, you hear Sonny and Cher. It's just like, the same thing over and over. This man here says, let's see, they're not only going to draft a corner, they're going to get the worst one in the draft. Yep, sure enough, check that box. And and then here we go. The Jets want to get rid of an edge guy so they can bring in an upgrade. because they don't want to pay this guy, who one of his downfalls is roughing the passer, I guess. But he's going to cost they're going to save $7.5 million. I'm not sure how that's going to translate. Go ahead.
Well, just to talk about that John Franklin Myers trade.
Yeah.
He's a 4-3 defensive end, 5 tech, where his productivity went up when he was a 4-3 defensive end.
Well, here's where me and you disagree. You keep telling me that the Broncos are a 4-3 defense, right?
I do not.
No, I'm dyslexic.
3-4.
Reverse that. You keep telling me they're a 3-4 defense, right?
Yeah, that's the skill.
Strongly disagree with you on that.
We don't.
No. The Denver Broncos do not know what they are defensively. That is my take. My take is they don't know what they are defensively. They get a bunch of 4-3 guys, but they have a 3-4 coach. So
well, that's what I'm saying. They have a 3-4 coach, and you're bringing in these 4-3 edge players, and you're bringing these undersized edge players. But what are we? What are we as an organization?
The same old thing over and over and over again. Yeah. This predates George Payton, by the way. I don't want to hear this.
Both Paytons, by the way.
The Paytons, yes. This predates the Paytons. That's why this man, and we're just going down the list. We know what they're going to pick. We know what they're going to. He's live. Now, we should have figured that receiver was coming at the end. They got us on that one. We were sure safety, but no.
I put a poll on the live stream, and everybody thought it was going to be safety.
One of the people on there had a point. It could be the reason they didn't do the safety, which was because maybe they're going to bring in nobody wants me Justin Simmons. That would be about right too, wouldn't it? Nobody wants him except this front office, this delusional front office, who believes all these players are the best ever, yet they're one of the worst teams in the league and can't figure it out. So I see a D line that can't stop the run on the edges, can't stop the run in the middle. Their edges are undersized, underproducers. There's no push up the middle, so we will not address nothing but edges. We won't address the core of that defensive front. We will not address the core except in the 7th round of that offense. We got 2 tackles that one on the right, he can't pass block. So basically what the Broncos said is they said that was Russell Wilson's fault. It wasn't the offensive line, but it doesn't explain to me then why aren't you getting more production out of your running back room? They got a running back too, which makes zero sense. The running back room was, the least of their worries. And of course they would address that. That's, I guess, typical to the Groundhog's Day situation, but you're not getting the production you should be getting out of your run. It's not, I think you got decent running backs. You have inconsistent run blocking, but you don't want to address any of that. So I'm going to let you go and give me your 2 cents, and then we'll go through your draft board.
Well, okay. So so this Denver Broncos draft is the prototypical Walmart Generals draft. I have Walmart General fans giving this draft an A+ already.
Well, now that was expected. That was expected. Every year.
I just want to pat myself on the back for the Troy Franklin. I nailed that motherfucker like to a fucking T. So I just want to pat the guy. The guy is a one-dimensional receiver. He sucks on routes. He is a pass catcher. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to go talk about. I want to talk about him too. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now, what I see when I'm watching film is a guy that's got a highlight reel against teams like the Liberty Flames. Okay, I see a guy that does go balls. He does straight on go routes. He doesn't really have to run a route, so he looks great against these Liberty. These Colorado Buffaloes, their defense is just as bad as the Liberty. Yeah. So my question is, what happens when you actually have at least some competent, secondaries out there? Did you just get this guy? What about the receivers they do already have on their team? Are they like people had chimed in? Are they just going to cut him?
Yeah, probably. Little Jordan Humphrey looks like a guy who's on the way out.
Yeah. What about Mims?
Oh, that pisses me off.
Yeah, what about Mims? Is he going to be relegated?
Yeah, he's relegated to special teams, man.
Special teams, yeah. So, is this anything different we've seen in 9,
no,
10?
No, it's not. And then I have culture change bullshit, dude.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No cultural.
Shut up.
Yeah, no cultural change whatsoever.
And then the next round, you get a fucking corner. Chris.
Tell us about this. He's the guy that likes to watch everybody go by.
Yeah, he just.
Bye-bye. 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 Now, was he on the bottom of your corner pick?
Yeah.
And you know how I feel about today's corners.
Yeah, I know. I
want to talk about corner play just really quick here. In the world of football, the way it is supposed to work, you should be getting corners that are in the same league as your wide receivers in the draft. So what you see is not only can a guy shadow, but he's going to be able to track the ball too, so that when you watch a highlight reel, you don't know which guy's going to come down with the ball. Is the marquee receiver going to come down with the ball, or will the marquee corner come down? Because they're both equally going for it. They're shadowing equally. The corner can track the ball as good as the marquee. We don't know which guy's going to come down with the ball because the corner is that good, just as good as the marquee. So when you see them both jump up, they're both grabbing for the ball and they're both coming down at the same time. When is the last time you saw that kind of corner play? That's in the 1970s when we watched like Super Bowl 10, or when we watched the 77 or 70, what was it, 79 Broncos.
I haven't seen it since Chris Harris Jr., Champ Bailey.
Yeah, yes. This kind of exactly. Thank you. I'm just trying to progress on.
I know.
Yes. So we don't see the corner type play like we used to see. These corners should be going up high with the receivers if they were developed properly.
And they're not. And then we draft a running back from Notre Dame. Makes absolutely no fucking sense.
Okay, what's your grade on him and how? Yeah, what's your grade on him?
He's a big physical guy, but what? I just don't understand this pick.
Yeah. So who do we have that supplants him? P. Ryan, right? Is it P. Ryan? Who is it?
Devontae. If I'm Devontae Williams, give me the.
Is he on the way out? Is Devontae?
Yeah. You ruined him.
Yeah.
McLaughlin, the running back.
Yeah.
And then you get another receiver from Utah. He was one of my lower graded receivers in this draft. I had to go 4 or 5 pages in just to find this guy.
So the problem with these guys, these receivers, is
he's 26 years old.
Oh, for God's sakes. Well, I'm thinking about the defenses they played.
Dude, I'm looking at I'm looking at Franklin, and I'm looking at this 26-year-old receiver that they got in the 7th round. You have Jalen Virgil, you have Marvin Mims, and you have Lil Jordan Humphreys on that roster. And you are just going to say fuck you to those guys and say, oh, we're going to go get Troy Franklin.
Well, I guess you got Patrick too, and it was unreliable. But then are you going to have
Why'd you bring in Josh Reynolds?
Oh, you got – yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. Obviously, let me ask you this. Does this have – running, being like that Harbaugh, running the football, short passes, setting up the law. Does this have that, or does this have Pat Shermer? Is this
5 wide receiver set bullshit? Yep.
Yeah.
20 plus cards.
Is Bo Nix a 5 wide receiver?
No, he's not. No. Yeah. And you know what? my Auburn film, the reason why I did an Auburn film, to all you knucklehead morons out there, you knucklehead dragons out there, you dumbasses that don't know the
Knuckle
fucking
draggers,
game.
knuckle
Yeah. The thumb suckers out there, you fucking idiots. You guys don't understand that Bo Nix is going to a similar type situation where he was at Auburn. So you can go, shut the fuck up.
Yes, I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that up because what is this draft and what does the free agency tell us about this? They want to go Shermer ball. This is not going to be a Sean Payton. This is going, and I guarantee you, we all know Bo Nix is going to start. He's going to, and they're going to say, we got to take the top off the defense. They're going to push that, don't you? Yeah. And that's why you did the Auburn film, because you wanted to show what he looks like in this spread type system, that they're going to force the square peg into the round hole, because that's what they do every time and with everything. That was just a good job on getting ahead of that. Excellent, yep. Excellent work.
And then you get my 12th rated center, where there were better centers on the board yet again. That
should have been one of their first. They should have got.
That should have been Jackson Powers Johnson, baby.
Yeah, who got him?
That should have been.
Who got him?
Oh, the Raiders.
Yeah, I was telling you, you didn't say anything, but you didn't have to. But I was saying that the Raiders have become, over the years, they've gotten away from the Broncos, because they were a lot like this, receivers, corner, edge. They were a lot like that. They're becoming much more offensive line centric than they had, kind of getting back to their old roots. Yeah, go ahead.
I know you wanted to talk about this, but can we talk about Christian Mahogany, please? Go ahead. I know you want.
Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to bring up the Christian Mahogany thing. You were going on and on because that was one of your top guys in the draft was Christian Mahogany, a guard. Now I'm going to say I don't think guards anymore are valued like they were, because the NFL is allowing so much holding and stuff. But I wanted to make this point that when you have a team like the Denver Broncos, who go after undersized edges all the time, low production edges. You have a whole big stable full of edge people that can't produce anything. Then you take a look at a playoff Super Bowl contending team who stacks their room, which is the offensive line, because they're offensive line centric. But it's not just that they're offensive line. When they get a guy. I was looking, he was actually rated higher than all those other guys that went before him. Even on the NFL thing, he was rated higher. What they do is they go and they get system-centric people that have an extremely high production value to them, because they even rated that he would be a starter, that he would be. And here you're putting him in a room. Remember what I was saying about these undersized, you don't have a Gradishar. You don't have a Lyle Alzado. You just have a bunch of really just guys, and you're bringing in more just guys. That's the difference. That's why the Broncos are going to be a losing team. They don't understand how to build a team properly. And, I'm fine with, if you get a guy from Ohio State who may be an undersized Randy Gradishar, who's going to end up being a gold jacket, this kind of thing. But they're not getting these kind of guys at all. They just keep getting just guys, and of course they're the best. It's the best draft ever, right? We heard it last year, the year before, and yet they're not a winning team. Well, that's because of this, that, and the other thing. Just keep giving us excuses, but we can see the pattern of ineptitude with this organization versus, teams that really have their shit together. You mentioned Kansas City continues that player development, draft and develop. Go ahead.
Steelers.
The Steelers. Yep.
The Detroit.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what we were just saying. Yes. Keeping that core together.
Fucking Chargers.
Yeah, I like some of their stuff.
But man, they got my top prospect in Joe Wall and my top linebacker in Junior Colson.
Yeah, that linebacker was a great pickup. And is he like your prototypical Denver Bronco?
No.
What makes him different than your prototypical Denver
Well,
Bronco?
he's not an undersized middle linebacker like the Broncos have. First and foremost, he's not a slow ass linebacker like the Broncos have. He is a coverage centric side to side linebacker, Zaven Collins-esque type of ability here, folks.
So you're telling me that T-Rex arms aren't going to win you championships?
Yeah. No Alex Singleton whiffs out there.
Yeah. So, yeah, this
sucks.
This is just Groundhog Day. This is going to be a very. I'm telling you, after this thing was done, I'm seeing front office pressure on Sean Payton to run. Because remember, I was saying, I was watching Denham. I was watching those last 3 games, getting away from Russell Wilson, and it was half Shermer ball, 4 wideouts running to what I call running to the pylon. They were running right to defenders, nowhere to go with the football. Shermer-esque football, and then they would finally do a Sean Payton play. Of course, it would be successful. So I really think with this Bo Nix, they're really going to put pressure on this 5 wide out, take the top off the defense BS. And they don't even have the offensive line to do that still. I realize that some of that was on what's his face, Russell Wilson. But you can't blame Russell Wilson when that line would break down. Off and on, it was never consistent, and he had to run like a chicken with his head cut off. That wasn't on Wilson. Wilson pulling the ball down when he had wide open receivers, because we called this before they even signed him to the Broncos. Those kind of things were on Russell Wilson. And, their mind is that he's going to be able to get rid of the ball quick. Well, if you're just running go balls, right, you're just doing go ball. I don't see how he's going to get rid of the ball quick if it's just, 20-yard plus yard passes every other time. Your offensive line still will be inconsistent running the football. Do you think they're going to put that guy that they brought in as a free agent that you like? Do you think they're going to move him to center at all?
No.
So do you think that they will have trouble both? Again, it'll be resumed, both passing and running the football.
Yeah, it's going to be Groundhog's Day all over again.
Yeah, because they never did really address that, because they believe in their mind they don't have that problem. Yep. Even though it's one of the most glaring problems on their team.
It's been the most glaring problem on their team for 8 fucking years.
Well, I want to know, too, didn't we hear how set they were on the edges? We're so set.
Still going out and getting edges.
It's the NFL's top edge room. And yet, when I watch film, all I do is see quarterbacks step up. Did they have very many sacks over the year last year?
No.
So again, it's just we're being lied to, as usual. And what I see on film is I see when the edges finally come, the quarterback just steps up in the pocket, makes that throw in the middle each and every time. Again, when a team has to score, they will. And I just have a feeling that the defense is even going to get worse next year. And it's not because Justin Simmons isn't there, but if they bring him back, it won't matter. It's going to be the worst. I think it's even going to be worse. I really do. Matter of fact, the edge guy that they got in the whatever round it was, 3rd round, was it?
Yeah, 3rd round. Sorry.
Do you think he'll end up like Dulcich, another hot tubber?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing too. These people just can't help themselves, can they? It was so predictable. It was just so predictable.
Yep, and we even had people on the live stream that spoke common sense that understood this shit.
They were predicting the same things. Everybody was just laughing because
it was fucking horrendous, man.
Yeah, everybody knew.
Fucking hours on a goddamn live stream, just fucking in awe. It was just like, oh my God, this team sucks.
Yeah, we've seen teams like Kansas City do it right. They've been doing it right for a long time. They're draft and develop. Pittsburgh, you said.
Fucking Detroit.
Yeah.
The Jets even.
Yeah. Yep.
They fleeced the Broncos again.
How much is that edge guy going to cost them?
I fucking don't know. I have fucking fans trying to tell me he fit in the 3-4 system.
I don't know. Maybe he has been in a 3-4 system.
His production was not good in that 3-4 system. So stop.
Okay, well, you need to let everybody know that.
I did.
Was he in college in a 4-3?
Yes.
And then some idiot team decided. Yeah. Okay. I want you to spend some time on this. We've seen in the draft, we've seen teams stick system-centric. Can you tell us about teams that have drafted offensive and defensively system-centric?
Chiefs.
And are they a playoff Super Bowl team? Oh, that's only because of Mahomes, right?
Yeah, it's only because of Mahomes, yeah.
Yeah, even though when his offensive line broke down, he sucked. Steelers, yep. Always system-centric, yep.
Detroit
playoff team.
Detroit now.
Yeah, playoff / Super Bowl contending team.
San Francisco.
Yes, San Francisco, absolutely San Francisco. Tell me about the Bills. Were the Bills a bit disappointing?
I thought the Bills had a good second, and I think they had a better third day than they did a first and second day, in my opinion.
Yeah, do you think they'll have Diggs? Do you think they're worried about that?
Oh, they got rid of Diggs.
Okay, so yeah, they're trying to address that.
Yep.
Yeah, which makes more sense than Denver stocking up on a bunch of receivers.
Corners.
So you may lose Sutton, and who knows? I guess maybe they don't have very much.
Does it matter?
No. And they won't get anything for them anyway.
No.
If they go. So anyway, so it's Groundhog's draft day at Dove Valley, Denver, Colorado. Denver Broncos say the same thing. Yes, it's going to be the best draft for. Oh my God, we haven't had a draft like this in so many. Maybe it was 2018. I don't know what. We just haven't had a draft like this. This is the best. We heard that last year, the year before, and we're going to put on our watch. We're going to time on our calendar when they're ready to say they never liked this draft and George Payton's got to go, right? Something like that.
You know what? Another thing I want to address too about this whole Denver Broncos thing. Did you see? And you were telling me last night how a player would have a similar injury to like Ellis, and they would give that grade a lesser grade than the Denver Broncos that they gave the Denver Broncos. And on top of that, Denver must be paying ESPN and shit because the time that they spent on these draft picks for the Walmart Generals trying to sell the turd was unfucking believable.
Yes. Now you were watching it. What I was watching the other day, they were all pretty much given the same time slot. So you're saying they went over the top in selling.
Yeah.
And selling the pick.
Yeah, they're getting paid.
Advertising almost like like a paid commercial, but you don't realize you're seeing a paid.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think that sums it up. I'm expecting to see go ball, Shermer ball, take the top off the defense, forget Sean Payton's system. He's ruining Bo Nix. Okay, that's going to be another one. He's ruining Bo Nix, right, by trying to do Sean Payton football and not over the top 5 wide out.
Yep.
Okay. We've already got ahead of it. The next, I think it's funny that these people, you're crying. Well, we're not crying as hard as you guys cry when you tell us you didn't say what you said and when you want to try to drum somebody out of town. You people are the biggest crybabies. So we didn't want these guys from the start. Then you guys come in and try to take our talking point. You never said once that
Denver Broncos syndicate. What the fuck are you doing, dude?
They're trying to get back into Dove Valley's graces. They're trying to get back into Dove Valley's graces.
Take my talking points. fucker.
Oh, you mean Batman and yeah,
Batman, Robin. Where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you.
Well, it's Mark Schlereth takes our stuff too. Oh, Russell Wilson this and Russell Wilson that. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's what we said when you guys
years ago.
Yeah, when the Broncos signed him, we said that. Where were you? Oh, you were. Now you're taking our talking points. So
fuck you, Mark.
Yeah, so I'm sick of it too, and you know, we're gonna hear how great this was, and they're gonna oversell it, and then when it's sour.
If you come on my channel in the comment sections, I'm not gonna fucking. I don't talk to dumbasses. I don't talk to fucking Walmart General fans.
For 9 years now, you've been wrong.
Same fucking shit with you people. I'm done with it.
9 years, you've been wrong.
Fuck you.
So that's the bottom line.
I agree.
All right. Anything else that you got?
No, I'm gonna go cook some dinner, so I'm fucking exhausted. I'm gonna go watch an actual team in the Denver Nuggets here in about 45 minutes. So
how did they build the team? Did they draft?
They built it through the draft.
Yeah. Were they system-centric?
Yes.
Did they get some undersized guys that underachieve and send out a whole media kit on how great they all are?
Yeah, that's why they have the best starting five in the NBA. So,
who's a cellar dweller in the NBA?
The Charlotte Hornets. That's what I compare it to. The Broncos.
Oh, okay. Charlotte. They're just a.
Yeah, they're just happy to be there.
Happy to be. Or I thought they were just a guard away or a point guard away or something.
They're just Alonzo Ball away.
Yeah. Oh God, it's really sad it's turned out this way. But okay, tell us how. I'm sure you're going to tell us how wrong we were until the reality sets in during the season. Then you're going to go and try to drum somebody out of town.
Yep, and when you just show the fucking stats and the PFF bullshit, I go fuck you guys. You guys don't fucking just shut up. You guys
they understand why it always blows up in their face. It just always.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you.
All right. Kirk out.
Dinner.
Yep. Kirk out.
Kirk out.